10 anime, 10 game concepts, 10 minutes. Let's get into it. The Eminence in Shadow follows Sid Kageno, a high school boy that deliberately isekai'd himself on his journey to become stronger than a nuke. In 2022, it got a mobile game. That mobile game currently has over 30 characters, variations included, split between multiple units. The easiest path to success is to consolidate those units and turn this into a 2D fighter. A story mode's already in place, there are tons of side content, and most characters already have at least 3 units worth of animations to pull from. From there, just sell what was originally an event-exclusive unit as a costume and you're all good to go. At the same time, this would also provide something the community is lacking, an anime 2D fighter with growth potential. The Eminence in Shadow is ongoing, so it's easier to support, and since it's pulling its assets from Master of Garden, the financial burden wouldn't be nearly as much out the gate as it would be if this was for most Jump titles. Overall, this is a win. Sega's most recent anime games have been structural clones of their original IPs. Fist of the North Star got a Like a Dragon clone, a certain Magical Index got a Virtual One clone. This setup can be a video on its own, but for now, I'm gonna focus on what would be the funniest. Imagine any turf war movie. Gangs, the Mafia, the Yakuza, whichever one. Now imagine the combatants are maids. That's what Akiba Maid War is. A hypothetical Akiba Maid War game would start from an alternate ending to the series finale, go watch it, and throw the player into the Underworld's Maid Cafe Wars. Think Like a Dragon, but replace the Yakuza with maids, and then mix it with Grand Theft Auto Online. Fight anybody, anywhere, and rise to the top. Sometimes you look at a developer's work and think, they'd be perfect for this one anime. APLUS Games is mainly known as an Arc System Works subsidiary that worked on Little Witch Academia Chamber of Time and Kill la Kill If, but they also worked on Arcsys projects like Damascus Gear. If you combine the combat of Kill la Kill If with the map layout of either Chamber of Time or Damascus Gear, there's one IP that would fit perfectly: Shai. Shai follows the young hero of Japan, Teru Momijiyama, through her heroic adventures and her fellow heroes' battle against evil. It's also a good series to give an arena fighter. APLUS's work on Kill la Kill would allow them to craft properly unique movesets for the cast, while their work on the other 2 games can be flipped into a foundation for the story. Populate a small map with various requests like helping old people, putting on a kids show, volunteering in a hospital, and so on, and you've got a pretty solid game. In the 2000s, Yu Yu Hakusho got 3 unique 3D fighters: an American-made sack of shit in which younger Toguro would kill you in one combo, a more cinematic co-production between Dimps and Matrix Software, and what could be considered a very blatant Virtua Fighter clone. Now that proper Virtua Fighter has returned, let's run that 3rd one back. Through Sparking Zero, Bandai has opened the floodgates for us to ask them to bring back old series. And one anime fighter I really hope gets a modern sequel is the Battle of Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament 120%. It was a little jank, but by fighting game standards, it was easily the best of the 3. Better yet, since Dimps made that too, what we really need is a fusion of 120 and Forever. Forever's visuals and story, 120's combat with some Forever mechanics mixed in, and obviously updated visuals. Easy slam dunk. Kodansha's harem romcoms have returned to console games, with the quintessential quintuplets already having 3, technically 5, and Rent-A-Girlfriend dipping their toes in. My problem with it though is that they're all visual novels. These series have the potential to be more, and I think the best one to bring that potential out is the Cafe Terrace and its goddesses. Aside from doing a restaurant management sim, each character has a quirk or hobby that you can gamify. And to build your audience faster, the best character to focus on is Ami. Ami is a martial artist. She's also a self-proclaimed hero of justice. She loves Street Fighter and is a fucking idiot. So what you do with all that is make a Dream Factory-esque beat-em-up that mixes legitimate targets with her delusions of her family and co-workers trying to rein her in. Hell, get Capcom involved early on and maybe get them to publish it so there aren't any issues when Ami busts out a Sometimes it's not the series itself that has game potential, but the show within a show instead. For example, Genshiken is about a college otaku club, but the series they talk about in the club, Kujibiki Unbalanced, is about a lottery to become the next student council, and filled with shenanigans. The latter was defictionalized, adapted as its own anime, and got a game. The modern equivalent to this would be 2.5 Dimensional Seduction and the Astrid Chronicles. My only experience with 2.5D so far is playing the mobile game because I'm waiting to see if they'll dub the anime. But from what I've seen in the game, Astrid's army has 4 generals. One of them is Liliel, who our lead girl Lilisa cosplays as. On its own, 2.5 dimensional seduction doesn't have much game potential outside of the inevitable mage's visual novel. But if the SP skills in Angels on Stage are a good indicator of what the Asteroid Chronicles has going on, you can definitely use that instead to make an RPG or strategy game. Game-wise, Hiro Mashima has been on a run since 2020. First, Fairy Tail got a console game, then Eden Zero got a console and a mobile game announced, then Gate of Nightmares, something Mashima conceptualized, came out. Then he made his own Eden Zero game. Then he helped fund 3 indie Fairy Tail games, 2 of which are already out. Then Pharmagia, a game that he designed characters for, got announced, and that dropped a month before Fairy Tail 2. The Eden Zero console game finally has a release window, and it's scheduled for later in 2025. At this point, fuck it, somebody greenlight a Rave Master game. Rave Master should be much easier to adapt than Fairy Tail and Eden Zero, since there aren't 50,000 characters to keep track of, and the story itself is much more focused and straightforward. Keep it simple for the first game. Adapt the first 9 volumes, or up to episode 38, stick with 3 playable characters during the story, make sure New Game Plus is a thing, anime RPGs keep forgetting that, and don't make Ellie terrible just because she's the weakest. Then, when the game sells well enough to get a sequel, the foundation is already built, so you can get a little crazier, add versus mode, or whatever you want to do. Arena fighters are mostly in a sorry state. After the back-to-back missteps that were Storm Connection's existence and Curse Clash's launch, followed by the ideological battle that revealed not that many people actually remember the bullshit Tenkaichi was on back in the day, the subgenre really needs to rack up some wins. Bleach Rebirth of Souls won't be enough on its own, and it's still unclear if Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles 2 will be good either. Even if the rumors are true, not even a Gundam Extreme Versus 2 port could sway the masses because nobody gives a shit about Gundam. But what if another IP borrowed the Gundam formula and didn't mix in Dissidia this time? Zatspell might be the perfect fit. The way characters move and interact in battle has a similar flow, and giving book wielders a universal role similar to Gundam vs. Striker system can make things more interesting. Most importantly though, this game would follow the manga. Imagine being an isekai princess. You've appeared in a new world, made a whole lot of friends, and got the man of your dreams by helping end his engagement with the awful villainess. And then she punches you dead in your face because you've actually been the asshole the entire time. So is everybody else, which is why she beat the dog shit out of everybody in the vicinity too. May I Ask for One Final Thing is hilarious, and I'm actually gonna make a video on it in the future. But for now, if the anime ends where I think it will, Platinum Games needs to be involved in whatever game it gets. Yes, I know a lot of people love Platinum, but Clover's is busy and I have no idea how much of the Devil May Cry staff is left at Capcom. Either way, the series is perfect for a character action game, and the right push could bring anime games back into that genre. Go read the manga. Alright, this last one is really just for me. I want to see a Stride game. Let's make this easy. Get the development team responsible for Scarlet Nexus on a Stride game. Don't even bother with PvP because I'm the only one who will be playing after a year. Just drop a nice single-player action game, and if it turns out that more than 20 people fuck with Stride Heavy, then add some PvP post-launch. Do exactly what Megaton Musashi did, but don't take nearly as long. Nobody but me is gonna wait 5 years for the game to drop, and even I might forget. The 25th anniversary is in 2026, so y'all have plenty of time. If Dimps can make Saint Seiya Sanctuary Battle in a year and a half, somebody can put out a Stride game by December of next year. Don't let me down. Happy New Year, folks! This exercise is based on a project I led in my old job, where we had to put out news pieces daily and summarize 4 or 5 of them within a minute. Here, I took 10 anime that don't have a modern console game, gotcha shit doesn't count, kicked some concepts around, and outlined each one in less than a minute. Thankfully, this is theoretically easy as hell, and there should be enough concepts I can throw around when I'm out of ideas or if something's running behind, like now. So let me know if you want to see more of these kinds of videos, and if you can think of a theme for each one and any rules you want me to abide by.